So, welcome to the first episode of my business podcast, Sisters in Cash. We are talking here about a lot of businesses like marketing, finance, social media, entrepreneurship. So, I will have a lot of big business people as my guests in my podcast. And today, my first guest is Laurel. She's a model manager and sales manager. And what can I say? Welcome, Laurel.
Thank you very much, Jessie, for inviting me to your podcast. I feel super happy to be here with you. I'll try and give my honest feedback about whatever you guys want to know.
Perfect. So can you tell us a little bit more about you? Where are you from? What is your business exactly? How long you are in the industry right now? And tell me.
Sure, of course. So I was born in England. I've been brought up here in Spain. So I work mainly online, so it doesn't really matter where I'm based. I work in the influencer industry. So what basically I do is I manage influencers. I help them increase their revenue somehow. Either it could be monetizing content or trying to sometimes work with brands, agencies, depending. So basically that is my main job. And as I said earlier, I work mainly online and from home. I also attend events sometimes in order to network with influencers, but mainly that's what I do.
Oh, that sounds really interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more the way you started as a model manager or sales manager or in the event industry? I understand it right? You also have doing some events?
Yes, correct. So I studied business and then I did a master's in marketing and sales. And once I finished, a company called Fan Central approached me in order to help influencers, in events with influencers. This was right before the pandemic, 2018. And then I was working, creating and helping with the events for influencers. And then the pandemic came. So obviously we were all shut down, no events. And I basically had no job. I was like, well, what do I do now? It was like my first year with working with influencers, actually months. I really liked it. I felt like super comfortable. People were super nice. It was completely different to what I would have expected. And then I was like, okay, I really want to continue here. So I started looking for influencers to work with. And I had this very good opportunity from the company that I was working beforehand, so in events. And they said that I could continue working with them, searching for influencers and managing them. So basically that's what happened. That was like 2.5 years now. So I've been in the industry, correct, 3 years.
Nice. 3 years. So that was not a long way from the event manager to a sales manager or models manager. So everything goes hand in hand, right? In the same industry and same company. I understand, right?
Yes, correct. I work for the same company. Yes.
Okay, that's really interesting. So the company was Fan Central, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Create events. We also search for influencers. We manage them and we help them make more money.
Sounds really interesting. Okay. Can you tell us what is your business as a model manager? So, for example, do you do a lot of in social media? Are you review profiles at your company? Are you also taking care of the girls?
Okay, so this is an interesting question, right? Because obviously I feel that each sales manager will approach this differently. In my case, I really like to be in touch with influencers. I really like to create a relationship. So I obviously review the profiles. I try to understand like the sales funnel, so I make sure it's correct, since the influencer creates the content from when they put it on the platform, they promote it, from where, how, when. But not just that. I also I'm very connected to the influencer in the sense that I always want the best for them. If I don't know, they're not feeling well to do something, they're not happy with something, they feel that something could be threatening for them, or they feel that they're not sure about maybe creating some kind of content, or they're not sure about selling under over certain prices, or they have, and it could be even more personal, they have personal issues, family issues, anything. So I always try to go like an extra step, and if I can help an influencer to find the best hospital in, I don't know, Spain, Europe, the States, to help her with whatever, hopefully this is not something that's going to happen a lot, but I will do. And if I have to help a influencer to look for, I don't know, an agency to run something completely different, I don't know, any other business, or if I have to give them ideas for businesses and where to invest their money, I feel that actually is something that is also part of my work, because my job, because it's going to help influencers somehow build a relationship with me and understand that I'm always there for them, and I want the best for them, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. That brings me to the next point. So as you know, guys, I'm also a long time in the industry, over 10 years now, and I'm also a sales manager, and I'm also working with models. And this brings me to the next point, that we all know there's a lack of trust in the industry for models. So how do you think you make them trust you?
Yeah, this is a very complicated one. This is probably one of the worst things that I find in my job, like one of the most complicated to get over. Because as you may know, having been a model, and a lot of influencers come and approach with this situation, there's a lot of companies, management companies, that even people, scammers, that try to somehow make their best interest out of whatever they can from the influencer, because we all know this industry brings a lot of money. So an influencer normally is like, I always compare it with like an actor, actress, singer. They perform very well in what they know how to do, and then they always will need help, someone behind them, like a manager for a singer or an actress or whatever, to be there and make sure that everything is running smoothly, to make the contracts, to understand that whatever they're signing is correct, or whatever is. So I try also to be that part. I try to, if they have to sign contracts, if they have anything that they have to work with another performer, I always try, if they come to me, of course, to make sure that this is actually something that it's not going to harm them in the future. Because yes, they have been harmed. They have had probably to deal with things that they wouldn't have had to if they had found like people that would have helped them before. But I have had a lot of rejections from influencers, thinking that I was a scammer or fake, or yeah, whatever, or I was trying to get something out of them. But thankfully, by being persistent and by probably helping other influencers, the word gets out there, and then they finally come across, and they at least try to talk to me. This, I'm saying me, but I'm sure this happens with other sales managers that are out there, like probably you, Jesse. So yeah, that's basically, as I would say, building the trust by showing yourself as you are, making them understand that you are not a scammer, just being honest, super honest. And if, of course, there's something else super important, if there's something you can't do, be upfront, tell them, look, I can't do this. I can't approach.
Yes.
I'm not able, because we're all humans. We all know this. So it's fine. And that builds trust. Yeah.
Yes, it's like this. So sometimes there are a lot of issues in the industry, a lot of issues, but also as you longer you work with a model, they build some trust, and you also be a part, a little bit like friends with them, and you can help them, like you mentioned before. So yes, and models sometimes can be really, really, really thankful for that.
Absolutely. Now that you're
Yeah.
mentioning this, I have to say that I already have a few friends from the industry because of this reason. Amazing human beings. You're one of them.
Thank you so much.
Because of course, it's like you build that obviously relationship, and then there's people like everywhere that are gonna be there, and we talk daily, and then we build this friendship, and it happens. And yes, influencers are normally very grateful, very, very grateful, and that I really appreciate. It makes me very happy when I receive a message of thank you, you really helped me, I really trust you. That for me,
And then you get some
hey,
screenshots. Then you get some screenshots sometimes,
exactly.
and yes, and they tell you and show you how is the business going, and they are really, really, really happy
That
about
really
it.
makes sense. Yeah, it makes like all the hustle, all the hours that I work, that is like all the appreciation I could get. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I know. What would you recommend is the hardest part of your job?
Well, I already mentioned about the trust.
Yeah.
But I would say also there is something else that's pretty complicated. Working with models, influencers, you have to be able to multitask. You have to be able to focus on a lot of things at the same time. So I actually have ADHD, so that's already a hustle for myself in my own personal world. So the fact of having like maybe 150 influencers approaching in 1 week and talking.
Can I ask you how many influencers do you have?
So currently active, I've got 173, but in total over 200. Yes. So
Amazing.
yeah, I mean, they all don't send me messages all at once.
I understand.
Yeah, but at least maybe I speak to 40, 50 influencers every day that they need something. They ask me questions. We do coaching sessions. We talk about any other thing, setting up other businesses, whatever for them, with the money they're making. It could be anything, with issues they may have with social media, a lot of situations. So this is one of the things that, of course, if like I may be focusing on one thing, working on one influencer, and then 3 more approach, and it's always urgent, and I understand, but of course it's complicated to make an influencer understand that maybe you're helping another one. That's uncomfortable sometimes, because I care about all of them. I really want all of them to make money. This is not at all about my personal relationship with them. This is something completely different. This is business, and I really want all of them to grow.
Yes, I understand. So you mentioned that you are helping the girls, the models, to invest their money again, right? Maybe in different businesses. So how is the experience for you? Are you also learning a lot from your influencers?
Absolutely. Like I've got influencers. Of course, they teach me about social media. They teach me about sales tricks, because a lot of them know, even I would say, much more than me. So then I learn from them.
So that there I must tell you a funny story. So so my boyfriend, he's a head coach, and he told me, oh my God, the people in football can learn a lot from you models in marketing, because your marketing is amazing in social media. It was
Totally.
so funny.
So yeah, that's how it is, because even if it's for one specific business, marketing you can always apply to different businesses, and if it's something online, even better. So even if someone knows, like an influencer knows how to really promote, monetize their content, they could also do this with a clothing brand, they could do this with a service, they could do this with so many things. So absolutely, I learn a lot. And not just about that, I also learn a lot about how to be resilient, how to be consistent, how to be someone that even if there's a lot of things going on in their lives, they're still there, they're still focused, even if they have to manage another business, have to maintain their family, send money to maybe parents in other countries, they have kids, a lot of things. Yes, you're probably one of these cases, but yeah. But what I mean is, yeah, it's not just learning business wise, it's also personal wise that I learn a lot.
Yeah, that's also it's really interesting to work with a lot of different characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting how, for me, also because I do a lot of research in YouTube and social media, how you can handle your time the right way, how you can balance everything, how you should schedule for the best time management, your calendar. And it's so interesting to also work with a lot of really big models of the industry, how they are doing it. For example, they just do one content day per day, and just the other days they are focusing on growing in social media, posting every day, promoting every day in social media, focus also on other businesses, maybe on YouTube. So they have another day to start a YouTube channel, to create something, to set up other profiles, to do also model. The new trend is, I think, in YouTube, model coaching. So a lot of girls coaching other girls. What I think is really, really, really nice, that the girls 5 years ago, it wasn't like this. The models was like, no, I don't like to help you.
Yeah.
And now it's like models share also a lot of tips and tricks in social media. And it's really, really, really amazing.
Yeah, you obviously know better about when other influencers are helping each other. What I can see is, for example, I've got like big influencers that they do coach other girls. They do it more maybe a one-to-one coaching. So they offer like maybe help for them on social media, or other influencers maybe help them on how to create content, how to maybe not be as shy, how to approach the camera, how to connect with other influencers. I've got influencers there, they're probably specialized in helping others with like specific tasks. But I think this is super important, because like any other business, if you don't network with your own buddies, colleagues, people that are in the industry, how are you going to grow? It's impossible. And
yes, and now they understand it. And it's really, it's like, also they started with some profiles on other platforms where you can, it's also about subscriptions and the models showing their experience there, how you're growing on TikTok, the newest trends on TikTok, the newest trends in fan platform, the newest trends, how to get some how to monetize their content, for example, yeah, to drive traffic to their own platforms. It's really amazing. And it's also, there are a lot of girls, they are not really young, they are maybe 30 or older, they are really successful now, and they also,
you just by saying they're not young.
What?
They're over 30 and they're not young.
I'm 30, I'm over 32, so don't worry, but you know what I mean, because if you look at all the TikTok girls like 20, and they're driving a lot of traffic because they are the girl are next door to their businesses, because also they started some brands or whatever. But also a lot of girls, they are still moms, for example, with 2 kids, and then they started in the industry, and boom, after 1 year they are so big. It's really, really, really amazing. And it wasn't like this before. Before, you need some companies to grow, some companies that they pay you, they feature you and something. But now it's like really, really, really self-employed, and it's really, really, really nice, really
Now
nice.
that
But a
you're
lot of hard work.
absolutely, now that you're saying this, I forgot earlier. One of the things that I also do is I always try to get influencers to actually whatever they can do to do it themselves. Of course, if there's things that they're overloaded, they need someone to help, promotion, whatever. Yes, of course, I'm always going to give that advice, try and give the best contacts. But if an influencer can build their own following base by themselves, if they can network with other girls, if they can go and purchase one of these courses, if they can go and do a one-to-one coaching with an expert, I would always recommend to do it themselves, because this is going to bring them first the knowledge for themselves and being able to apply it continuously so they don't depend on a company to do this. Also, it gives them the power of the total control of their own business, which I feel is super important. And
That's really the most important in the industry.
and then, of course, being able to help other influencers that they're coming, like the new influencers, as you mentioned before, 19, 20, because influencers are starting every time like they're in a younger age. It's something that's really, really, really in fashion now. So the mummy models, yeah, could also help the younger girls that are coming in. And a lot of influencers, they'd end up instead of being an influencers themselves, they become model managers, influencer managers, and they create their own companies in order to help these influencers, because of course it's a good way to continue their career in the industry.
Yeah. But all this is really hard work, and also your business is really hard work. So how do you balance your private life and your business life?
Well, first of all,
Do you have a private life?
good question. No, yeah, I do. First of all, let me say that I really like my job. So for me, of course, it's hard sometimes because it's a lot of hours and it's a lot of stress. But if I was in another job that I didn't like, it would be a nightmare. So I probably would be like with panic attacks by now. So if I had to say how I balance it, is trying to be very strict with myself. I obviously still not manage completely to be like that. But when I say strict, is understanding that there is some hours for working, even if it's longer than other normal people, normal 9 to 5 job, I mean. Even if it's like being active from, I don't know, 8 in the morning until 2 a.m. Yep, like during the week. But then it's very important to understand that you have to have like maybe your Sunday, your Saturday and your Sunday for yourself, and say, no, even if my telephone has 100 messages, I'm not going to stress. Of course, if there's an SOS, someone is panicking. Yes.
And I have a quick question that I don't forget it, because I have always the problem. In 80% of the week, my models was starting to came at the weekend, and then I have to start to tell them, hey girls, don't be mad with me, but at the weekend there's time for my own businesses and my family, because at the week I don't have time for it. So please contact me on Monday again. So how you handle it?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of the things that I've had to do. I've had to either like ignore those messages until Monday, not read them so they know. And then normally people understand this. Of course, again, if it's an urgency, I always check what they're writing. I just maybe don't reply or don't interact if it's something not super important. But I have had to say, hey, please, I need some hours for myself, because I'm not able to perform in the right way if I don't have my own personal time. I just wouldn't be able. No brain is able to be focused working 24/7 during 7 days a week, every day in the same.
And the people also have to remember that we are working with different time zones. So sometimes we're working till the night.
That's another thing. Yeah. So maybe sometimes I've got a message at 2 a.m. and if I'm awake, of course I'm going to reply to it. But also, again, if I wake up at 7, I'm also. So I'm now trying to say, okay, for example, if I wake up at 8, yes, I would say, okay, from 8 to 10, I'm not going to check my messages. I'm going to do like my daily routine. I'll go to the gym. I'll do my things. Because if not, like I start like super stressed, because one of the things that I have, and this is something personal that I have to work on myself, probably a lot of people have this also, is that if I see a message, I feel I have to reply it immediately. Well, no, actually you don't, you know?
I really know this.
Because you feel like maybe you're letting someone down or you are not making your job correctly. But normally, if it's an urgency, influencers will call me, yes, or they'll send me 25,000 messages, yes. So we all know how to like make noise if something happens. So what I mean by this is that I also have to understand that if I don't look after myself and specifically my mental health, I'm not able to perform correctly for them neither. So it's a way of nurturing myself in order to helping later the influencers. Some influencers understand it. Some, it takes a while. Again, it's different personalities. So yeah, it's sometimes not easy.
I understand. So what you are doing exactly to balance your life? So you mentioned that you are going into the gym. So I understand it right. You have in the morning your free time, right?
Mm-hmm. Depends if I've got like meetings with a country that has like an opposite time zone and I went to sleep like super late. Probably I'll wake up and as I'm tired, I won't go to the gym in the morning, and then I'll make space like at lunchtime. But I always take like 2 hours during the day for me. It's like the time where I go to the gym. If I have to, maybe, I don't know, well, of course I shower.
Yeah.
If I have to do like a few things, I'll do it there. And then during the day, I try and take at least 2 breaks of half an hour. If I have to go down to the shop, to the grocery shop, if I have to, I don't know, go and do something, I'll do. And also, I try to change the place where I work. I work online, and I said mostly I work at home, but I also, when I say home, I mean like inside. I also try and work from my gym. We've got like a kind of co-working there to change like the place. Maybe I go to a friend's house and I work from there, or I go sometimes even if I don't have calls or meetings, I just have like work on my computer. I'll go to a cafeteria so I can work from there, a cafe, because of course working all day from home, being stuck, that is, at least for me, a little depressive. Yes, but the good thing is I can make my way and I can make my own timetables. Yes.
Yeah, I understand. So you are one, I can say, because I know you now, I think over 3 years, right? And you also was teaching me how the business work as a sales manager, how to coach models in the best way. And honestly, I learned it a lot from you, also to handle the girls, really professional and all this. So thanks for this. But what advice can you give to other sales manager or model manager? So not specific of the industry, also mainstream. So to be really successful, what will you say to them?
First of all, I really appreciate what you said about, not that I see myself like that, but I really value your opinion. So if I had to say something to other success coaches that are already in the industry, or they're starting, or they're thinking about starting, is first of all, you have to be a person, so a people person, someone that you really like to deal with people, because this is basically what we are. We're humans. And also with brands, because every single influencer I treat as a brand, as a company. They have their own company, their own brand, and I am just a coach that will help this brand grow. That's basically what I do. And I take it this way. I see the human and the business together. I make a match, and then I try and make like the best cocktail, what I feel that can work best for them, and make them grow. And I always try and like give them the best advice. But if I would have to say which is the key for this, is understanding that rejection is part of this job. I've had so much rejection from influencers, so many no's, so many I don't want to, so many I don't trust you, so many, but you persist, you resist, and you hold on to what you have, and you make that grow step by step. You connect, you get one influencer, and then you meet another one, you meet the other one, you look after them, and then you meet another one, and then they'll put you in contact themselves, because that's like marketing works. If you actually treat a client well, because they're my clients, if I treat a client well, they'll put the word out there and they'll bring me the clients. So I would say treat them the best you can, try and make them successful, and they will make the best marketing for you, like for sure.
It's like this, of course, it's like this. So, and do you have, so let's look a little bit in the future. Do you have a specific goal, what you will reach in business life?
Well, I've got a lot of goals that I would like to approach. So one of them is, of course, growing in the influencer industry. Mainstream, adult, I don't really mind. I treat influencers the same way. I don't care what content they do. For me, it's exactly the same. But also, I've got this dream of creating a beauty salon. Yeah, so it's one of the things that I've really wanted. So it's going to be like my side hustle. Let's say, let's call it like this, and you never know, maybe I start by one and I have 2, 3, 4. And the good thing is, as I can work again, as I said, like anywhere, I can have my office there and work from there. So yeah, you're invited. When we started, you're invited.
I will visit you for sure.
We will be there like with our computer.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. If you are doing your nails or you're doing your feet or whatever, you're still working all the time, and people think you are not working, but you are work 24/7 from your phone.
Now that you said this, funny story. So every time I go to the hairdresser, they call me, there goes the crazy lady of the computer. It's because basically I come with the cables, the light, computer, and everybody's looking at me like, if you're coming to the hairdresser, what are you doing? And I'm like, I set up everything, I clean up, I put my computer, I put everything, and then I'm like, okay, now you can start. And they're like, okay, yeah, my hairdresser already knows, but like the clients look at me like, this girl is very strange. But yeah.
I'm like the same. I always have my iPad with me. So if I have my gym session, then I have my iPad, because after my gym session, sometimes I have meetings, just started my meetings from there. Then there was a lot of situations in the last time where we have 2 or 3 hour meetings. And I was first starting at the gym, at the iPad. Yes, then I have to change because I have to pick up my son from the school. So then I change it to my iPhone. Then I pick up my son and I have to tell them, shh, don't talk. I'm mommy's in the meeting, but we will do everything you like at home.
That's another thing. Myself, I don't have kids, but combining like 24/7 work with having a kid must be like, wow. But yeah, that I really admire you on that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then your kid comes always inside and like to be with you in the meetings. That is,
I've seen that. I know that.
I think you know him right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can also mention your dog.
Oh yes, Ragnar. I know. Yeah. So also I have some in the past, I've done also my meetings from the forest, because in the mornings I have sometimes there's a little bit stress, and then the girls call and can we call quick? And then I have done my meetings also in the forest. It was really funny. And then we just do it by screen record or by WhatsApp, sending some screenshots. Yeah.
Open the door. I need to open
Yes.
the door.
Yeah. Open the door. So this brings me to my next question, because I know also your family is really successful, even your dad, your brother, your grandma. But do you think it's in your genetics to work hard like this, to don't give up? And I know if you focus really on something, you will make it work.
Okay, so I don't know if it's genetics, but definitely in my education. So both my parents have been pretty strict in the sense of, if you want something, you have to work for it. So like, since I was like a very young kid, we already had tasks like on the fridge. We had to, I don't know, make our beds or throw the rubbish.
I like it. My son has a to-do list too.
Yeah, we had a to-do list, and then they would give us like a coin at that point that we could save. And we had like even like one of those piglets that you would put the money, and if you didn't do your tasks, you wouldn't get the money. Or maybe when I was very young, it was candy or whatever we wanted. Yes. And that's how basically we've been brought up. So the three of my siblings. So you understand, like, from a very young age, that if you don't work, you're not going to get what you want. So at that point, I was super angry at my parents, because like, it was, oh, why do my friends get this? Or why do my friends don't get to do this? But they were always saying, when you get to a certain age, you're going to value this. And they were so right. And now I'm feeling so old by saying this. It's true, because I don't think it's in genetics. I think there is a lot of kids from very successful people that are very lazy, or they're just like, whatever, it will just come to me. But that's not how it works. If you want to like approach and succeed, you really have to put the work in it. Even if you're talented, you need to put the work on it. And that's something that it's always been like that at home. So there wasn't another option, let's put it that way. Yeah. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. I understand. For example, now it's Sunday because we are working into the week. Yeah. So we have to do this podcast on Sunday, and I'm really thankful that you are my first guests. Okay. So next question. As I know, you have really, really, really big models, and you was grow them. They wasn't big before. Can you tell me if it's hard to handle different characters like them? I mean, if they're making really a lots of money, are there differences between the girls they making more or less, or would you say it depends on the girl? It's not about the money.
I don't think it's about the money. Of course, like in any industry, if a model at a very young age makes a lot of money, probably they can get a little bit more, I would say, a bit more demanding. Let's put it that way, because maybe because of their education or whatever it is, they maybe don't understand how to handle this amount of money, and then they feel that they own you somehow. But this is not the normal. It's not the usual. Like most, I would say, at least from the ones that I'm handling now, I don't think I have any influencers that are like that. They're mostly, they can be demanding, but they understand totally that I am a person that is helping them and bringing value. I should be. So it is hard to handle, when you understand that there is some influencers that you can't help. That for me is, I would say, the hardest. Why? Because there is influencers that either because their following base is not good enough and they're not putting the time or the work, or because they've already burnt everything they had and they're not able to renew themselves, like go to other social media platforms like TikTok or Reddit or I don't know, whatever, to try and make it grow and bring more traffic. They feel like stuck. This happens a lot with maybe older influencers. So at that point, I do feel like very frustrated and sad, and I feel that's super hard because it doesn't depend on me. And it's also very hard when influencers are jealous from each other. That for me is very hard also, because as I said earlier, I am here to help every single influencer. And of course, I've got maybe a closer connection to some influencers than others because I speak daily, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna help more one person or another because of this, because for me, they all have to have the same chance. But yes, of course, I'm always going to be there for every single girl. But if a girl, I see that she's putting the work and is asking for help, it doesn't matter. However, many times she fails, I'm going to help her because she's there and she's focusing and she's doing it. And that for me is everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really amazing. That's amazing how you handle your girls. And you mentioned TikTok, and I know you have a really big girl, you have really big girls. They are bringing the most of their traffic from TikTok. Mm-hmm. Is it like this?
Yeah, correct. Yes, so there is some models that are bringing, I would say 99.9 of their traffic from TikTok, correct?
Wow.
There are girls that they're creating TikTok videos since maybe 8 months ago, 9 months ago. Some of those videos have gone viral and they have new traffic daily. I could say like probably it works 10 times better than any other social media platform.
Wow. How do you know how, because I think everyone likes to know how often they post per day. It's just one post or 3 or 5. Do you know it?
Not at all. So this influencer specifically that brings a lot of traffic from TikTok, she posts 5 times a day and she posts in 5 different TikToks. So it's not just one. She's got
five accounts and per account each TikTok, right?
Yeah, 5 TikToks on 5 accounts. Yes.
Oh, so 25 TikToks per day.
Yeah, so that's why when people say, oh, you're just creating content, they don't understand what's behind all this creating content. And I have to be honest, most of the TikToks, specifically this influencer that is what she's creating, they're super low key in the sense that she doesn't need to be wearing like amazing makeup or an amazing outfit. It's pretty natural. And sometimes she's talking to her fans like naturally, answering questions and everything. And that actually gives her like a very big crowd that come in and really want to interact with her. It's not just like only funny videos that users are trying to find and follow her for this. It's more than that. It's more the engagement that she's creating.
Yeah. So, but it's not like this that agency told her what she has to create, right? Because I saw a lot of girls, they starting to search for agencies. They are searching for the new trends on TikTok, and yeah.
No, she's created herself by investigating, by trying, by Googling, it's been.
So she's also Googling, right? And do a lot of research.
A lot. Yeah, she does her homework. And then of course, she talks to me, then I ask someone else, and then I bring some maybe information for her, and then she puts it out there and someone else teaches her something. So this is basically how she starts, like a lot of influencers grow actually on social media.
Yeah, I understand. Because the most different thing on TikTok like you mentioned before, to go viral, to find the new tips and trends. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now, like today, but you never know in 3 months what's going to happen. It's this is what happens with social media.
Yeah, but she's going live because a really good friend of mine, she is more focusing on going live. She has 3 really big accounts, and she started to go live on each account 1 hour per day. But she told me, Jessie, it's really, 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 so you have to take care to go every day at the same time online for the algorithm.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
If she's going live too, or if she's not going live.
She does go live, not continuously. I am trying to push her, but because this is something else. Again, each influencer has their maybe way of working, and trying to get them to try something else. Sometimes there's a barrier there. It's a psychological barrier. Like, oh, now I have to go live. Oh, she doesn't have this psychological barrier, but I think it's more of getting the habit of doing it, because also she travels a lot and she's super busy, like 24/7. So it's finding the time to do so, and sit down and go live and reply to her fans and talk to them and engage. And I didn't know about going live at the same time, but I will share that with her, because I'm sure she'll be super thankful for this. Again, this is the way that
this is the way, because also this girl, she have, I think, 300,000, 150,000, 280,000 Twitter. Wow. Yes, and and I don't know if you know it, but also for me as a model, when I started with TikTok, it was so easy. I had at my 3rd TikTok, I had 700K views, and now it's really hard for me to grow, because there was a time, because of my sales business, I can't create every day new TikToks, and since I stopped, it's so hard for me to get into this again. Also, I saw on TikTok a lot of girls use it now more like longer videos, not short, funny videos, more daily life, like you said, interactive fans, answer some questions. Yeah.
And they're super short, like very, very short videos. It's just like little pieces, and they do so good. Yeah.
I know. Also, there are a lot of companies, they will contact you in TikTok, because also now the companies understand right now that the ads in TikTok are much more successful as in other platforms.
That's something else I wanted to bring up. So one of the things is that if you're an influencer that is working with brands, so through TikTok, as you're basically working with TikTok, yes, your account is always going to be safer, because they kind of you're a kind of business partner, yes. But of course, this is like the circle that we always.
Why do you know it, Laurel?
Because I work with one of the agencies that I work, they actually do this. So one of the things is that getting certain kind of profile of influencers to work with brands is not easy. So again, we have the same problem, so it's like, how do you get like a brand to work with you, because you've got certain profile, and then if you get to work with them, there's certain things that you can't promote because of the brand, but it is going to be much safer. Your account is always going to be better, because of course you're kind of making money through TikTok, and that is of course what TikTok.
Okay, that brings me to another question. So I know that a lot of companies can contact you. I don't know the name exactly in TikTok, but they are able to get in touch with you in TikTok. But if I have a brand and they like to work with me and and as they say, hey, can you do 3 TikToks per week for us, blah, blah, blah. And is my TikTok then even more safer if the cooperation don't comes from TikTok itself?
Has to be from TikTok, because it's TikTok who's protecting you somehow if you're making money. Because remember that TikTok will be the platform that is basically the funnel where you're making the money. So TikTok knows this, yes. So that's basically what happens, because any ads, you're making companies make ads, and of course these companies are paying TikTok for this, yes. So it's more anything that's going to help TikTok make money, they're going to keep you there, no worries.
Okay, so
Not with
that's the
everything,
next. Okay, so that's the next thing on my to-do list. I will search companies to work with in TikTok.
Yeah, goodness, definitely.
Yeah.
Good.
What was the name of the program?
I'll look for it. I'll search for it and send it to you. Yes.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
one of my agencies, as I said, they sent it to me, but I don't have it on the top of my head. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Because you said you don't have it on the top of your head, because you are like me, you have always a lot of ideas in your head, what you like to do, and you are focused on 10 times, then no only on one time. So how do you handle stress? Because I know also your schedule is really blocked.
I don't think I handle stress well. That's one of the things I have to work on. I get super stressed. But one of the things that saves me is going to the gym or going for a run. That's one of the things that really, really helps me. Sometimes going for a glass of wine with my friends, but I can't do that every day. If not, I would become an alcoholic. So
I understand.
Mostly, I would say doing sport is one of the things that I really, really like, or hanging out with my friends, that I don't need alcohol involved. But yeah, and also, like, I think the fact of doing sport helps you in a lot of things, because you're not actually thinking in the same thing all the time, so it helps you disconnect, and then you get back and you've got like all that endorphins and oxytocin in your brain to work again and not kill.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't. I'm not good at my work when I can't go to the gym.
I know, but then there's the other thing. I'm also finding myself at the gym still working, but well, I have my phone.
Okay, and that brings me to the next point. There's an option, if you scroll down in your iPhone, that you can go on focus mode. There's a focus fitness. Click on it, and then you can set some settings that if you are in one place, or if you started your fitness watch or whatever, you don't get any notifications on your phone. And it's so helpful to get 1 hour or 1.5 hour a cut. It's really
cool. I've never seen that.
Yes, you can allow something from I allow this for the school for my son if there's an urgency. Just they are able to call me, and of course for Slack, but there's not other. You can put some apps inside. They can send you notifications or some numbers. So just go on focus, and then you can go on fitness. You also can do it with private time or sleeping time or whatever. And it really, really, really helps you. And I understand if I take this break for 1 hour, I can work much better after. I'm much more creative, and I can be really focused for the rest of the day.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly. Yeah, totally.
So just try it. I think you will love it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay, so nearly the last question. Did the model manager business change your life?
I don't know if it changed my life. I think it changed my lifestyle, in the sense that I used to work in places. I used to implement marketing and sales in businesses, so I would have to go there. In this case, it gives me much more freedom to work where I want, or travel, or many other things. But also, again, it brings much more stress. So I would say it's more my lifestyle. It changed more than anything, but I'm super, super happy about it. I think it's a very good change.
Perfect. So, and if models like to work with you or interested in more information, where's the best way to contact you?
So I've got many ways of contact. That's one of the things I even share, like most of the times, my personal number, but they can either email me. I don't know if you later want to share my email.
Yes, I will do.
Or my personal Instagram. I'm always checking. I've also got a work Instagram. But yeah,
I will mention you, of course. Sure.
mostly I'm always connected. So any of the ways that they want to approach, I'll be more than happy to get back to them.
What's your Instagram name?
My Instagram name is Laurel Yaiza. That's a complicated one. And B
Okay.
for Barcelona. Yeah.
Okay. And the coaching one?
Laurel Coaching FC.
Okay, perfect. So just that I know. Is there something you like to tell us more?
Well, I think we covered quite a lot. I would probably say for the future or people who are working in sales and model management, to be very resilient and understand that it's not an easy job, but it's super fun and super grateful. And to influencers, to tell them that they're not alone, and there's people like us that we are there to help them, to give them the best advice. And even if it's just giving them advice and not work with them, I do that a lot of times. I give advice to influencers that I don't work with. I don't make a dime from them. I don't make any money, but I'm still there to give my best advice or help that I can.
So as I understand, you also do success coachings, right? They are for free for your models, right?
Always for free. Always.
Okay.
My success coachings, all my my help for the influencers is always for free for the influencer. Yes.
Okay. So if models like to work with one of the successful model managers of the industry, I know it because I think your girl's making a lot of money, really a lot. I think German girls can't understand. They think sometimes 20,000 per month is a lot, or 30,000. But I know you have a lot of girls with maybe, I don't know, 50,000, 60, 70, 100,000, 100,000, 200,000 per month. Yeah. It's like this, right? So yeah, girls, or 250,000 maybe. Sometimes. That's not a joke, right? That's the reality, right?
It's not a joke. It's a reality. Yes. I mean,
oh my God,
not like the common, because of course they're superstars, as I like to call them. But yeah, there is some influencers that make that amount of money. Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. Really. So girls, if you like to work with Laurel, feel free to contact her, and I will share your contact details. And I can say it was a really nice time with you. And again, I'm really thankful to have you as my first guest here. And I think it was also really interesting for all the people of the industry, and also mainstream, and also influencers. And yeah, no, thank you. Thank you, Laurel.
I'm also super thankful. I really appreciate that you invited me, because I also learned some things from you. I always learn, you know that. And the opportunity of just sharing information that can help other people already makes me happy. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for this. And we're helping each other all the time. So, and if other girls will do it also, it will change the industry. It will. And hopefully step by step, it will. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So thanks a lot. Thank you. And we will see each other tomorrow at your work. We will. at our work, yeah. At our real work. Okay. Thank you so much. You're welcome. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.